captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
It appears that we've definitely ruined the party. Everyone's gone. All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here. Doesn't take a genius to deduce you're the one that's responsible. I locked onto you from the moment you entered the ballroom, and I've watched you trying to clock Dombrowski. After we spoke, I had a feeling you'd pull a stunt like this. I always took him for a fool, but I can't believe he's stupid enough to have gotten mixed up with the Crimson Fleet. Still, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over any evidence? Don't act so surprised. You didn't really think I'd make a deal with Claudia or Dombrowski without having a little insurance policy of my own, did you? Huh? If I've learned anything in my years at the corporate fraud division, it's always have an exit strategy.
May I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Claudia said that. You sure? Damn it! That means my money's already gone. And Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to end up on the Crimson Fleet shit list. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I'll end up in jail. This is a lose-lose situation for me. Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. This is a one-stop shop for you. We're talking a slate loaded with dates, account numbers, ID scans, even an audio recording. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan. There's a solid enough trail here to send Dombrowski straight to jail. Dombrowski had the authorization to wipe out records on Galbank's system without raising any red flags. I let Claudia talk me into that. She said she had him wrapped around her finger. Apparently, she was wrong. At least I walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it.
May I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Well, since Claudia has been spending time disgustingly close to Dombrowski, I think she's suffered enough. On the other hand, I've got very, very special plans for Larry. I have some friends that can, well, let's just say, take care of the problem. That's if you leave him alive, of course. We'll just have to wait and see. All I can tell you is that there's more than a few people at Mast who find Commander Akande to be a huge pain in the ass. I mean, the UC is aware that the Crimson Fleet is a problem, but it pales in comparison to the issues with the Freestar Collective. Akande's loaded with big-picture ideas, but not a ton of evidence to put them into action. And frankly, it's driving my superiors crazy. Just because I'm helping you nail Dombrowski doesn't mean I'm turning my back on UC security. How else am I going to ensure that he ends up behind bars when all this comes crashing down? No, you can leave me out of your merry little band of pirates, thank you very much. You better tell Dombrowski to run, because if you don't kill him, I will.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I'm, pretty sure you weren't supposed to take that.
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction or a drill.
The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin. This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin.
All passengers, may I have your
Security team would
attention,
appreciate if
please?
you please shelter in
The
your cabin.
captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Claudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation. You don't actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's-eye view of the situation, do you? I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation demands swift and resolute action. Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me. You may as well ask, is it necessary for the sun to set on Jemison, or for one to wear a pressure suit when entering the vacuum of space? I pride myself on having an intensely thorough education, though I'd hardly call myself a professor. Though I'm sure that your compliment also meant you were having trouble understanding what I've been saying. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my Galbank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along?
Oh, do get on with this. There's only so long I can stand being in the presence of this pig.
Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The answer is quite obvious. The last thing I'd want to do at this point is call attention to myself. Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but I have little choice. Though Larry Dombrowski will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous at that point. Oh, it was actually a rather easy deduction to make. It's the only thing of significant value that I still have in my possession. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared... a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Definitely know your way around a lock.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time.
Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter in your cabin during this emergency. Thank you.
Well, looks like everything worked out.
May I have
Just
your
like we
attention,
planned.
please?
I wish you hadn't blown
Captain
away
has
the
declared
gambling
a
debt that
ship-wide
Sandino.
emergency.
But hey, you
Please
got the
report
job
to your
done.
cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
You must be joking. After this little stunt I helped you pull, I'm certain Trident's going to rip up my captain's contract. I've got nowhere else to go, so I'm fully expecting that you'll put in a good word for me with Delgado. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner? I usually have a nose for these things, but in your case, it's a mystery. Very frustrating. Whatever the case may be, it's apparently worth risking your life over. That's telling me it involves a lot of money. That also means I want in. Of course. I understand completely. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Dover Beach. Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for comrade.
All
It's what I intend to
passengers,
call you from now
may I
on,
have
so
your
get
attention,
used to
please?
it.
The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Yeah, I'm a bit short in that department myself. Perhaps I can pay you back later in some other way. Just look for me on the key, and I'll see what I can do. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the key.
The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin.
find anything useful on there?
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I need to pack up and get out of here. What is it now?
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide...
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty.
Personally, all this stuff is legit. Absolute. Hey, take it easy.
No lawyer. Can't say I'll have what you need. Happy to make it. Stay safe out there.
Hello.
Aren't you the one I saw running away from that crazy?
Think about the trade business?
Man.
Be my guest.
Atlantis gets weirder by the day.
If you need anything else, you know where to find us.
I've got them. We're doing the best we can here. That's all we can ever. We're no reliant.
Hey there.
Flown across most of the settled systems in all manners of spacecraft, and yet I still get sick on the gnat.
Bulk items may require multiple levels of approval and can take up to... Welcome to UC Distrib... Oh, well... You're always welcome back, if you don't mind a bit of a wait.
I'm here for you, my love. I'll only carry the... Stay safe, darling.
I used to be an actuary.
Can we run through it one more time?
You can over-rehearse. It'll sound canned. We've got to keep it loose.
But I keep stumbling over... The third quarter projections.
We've been over it a million times.
Gorgeous weather today, huh?
You have another story for me?
I bet whoever came up with bad news travels fast wasn't taking interstellar distances into account.
What a sordid mess. We've got some other sources we've been interviewing, but I'd love to get your take on the record. So there was a mercenary company, the First, and they were involved in taking farmlands from Freestar Collective families. Extortion, death threats, murder, all of it. Is that right? Not going to say. I will never, ever give up my source. If anybody asks about you, they get the same answer. I genuinely don't know how people like that can live with themselves. So all of that? Terrible. But Ron Hope, the Ron Hope, was involved with it at the highest level. All of that suffering was a plot to save Hope Tech from going under using the side effects of a fertilizer he developed. Let me be blunt. The other sources say you killed Ron Hope. Is that correct? And all that money didn't help in the end. After all of that, the future of Hope Tech is an open question. Their stock has already taken a beating. Not sure if it's going to go into freefall. Any comment? That's a chilling thought. Thanks. If you listen to the news, you'll definitely hear this. And, maybe try not to ice any more CEOs. Just a thought. If you have a news story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee. I already interviewed an ex-pirate about the robbery, but she was as reliable as good coffee around here. So you were there when it went down? What were you doing there? Oh boy. Anything you tell me as a source, I won't reveal. But there's limits to my journalistic integrity. That said, I've heard maybe the captain had it coming. Tell me about this Captain Petrov. I've heard he's a bit of an eccentric. What was your impression of him? I would have loved to have seen it. I'm sure it would make a good story right there. No one seems to know exactly what was stolen, but everyone agrees it was valuable. Care to shed some light on it? Artifact, you say? I've been hearing whispers about those lately. Last question. About, and I'm quoting, a zoo gone wild. The other source swore up and down that alien creatures got out of their cages and went on a rampage. Please, please, please tell me she was telling the truth. It's got to be some Aurora-induced hallucination. Some days, it is worth it to get out of bed. I love it. This is just a plain old good story. Check the newsfeed for it later. And here's your payment.
Hello, welcome to the Galbank Archives. May I see your credentials, please? Oh, no, none at all. I'm all alone down here. Yep, completely by myself. Well, I guess you're down here too, right? So that's two of us now. Sorry, not trying to lie to you or anything, just, yeah. Oh, no. No, this is just their deep storage facility. All the current records are upstairs in the main facility. This is where they put the older data onto long-term servers. Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dombrowski. Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. No, never, not at all. I'm so sorry. Hey, look, please don't mention this to my supervisor, okay? She'll give me a low rating, and I'm gonna end up scrubbing floors. Me? No. Look, this is my first day on the job. Just cut me some slack, okay? I can't afford to lose it. I got a wife and kids to feed. Everything checks out. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. There we go. Have a wonderful day. Is it raining out there, or sunny, or... We don't exactly have windows down here. Yeah, never mind.
you're searching, then make it quick.
Want to kick back? Avoid the last Nova. Bogs in a phone bill.
Next time you see Bog, tell him to lighten up. Guy's got a real attitude problem.
You check out the Reckoner's core. She's a beaut, ain't she?
Normally, pirates don't need to brag about their accomplishments, but here...
Something I can get for you? Well, I was wondering when you'd wander my way. The name's Fergus. Fergus Wickham. But you could call me Bog. Welcome to the last Nova, where the drinks are never free. As long as you're buying, stay as long as you like. The last Nova never sleeps, so no last call here. Since it's your first time with us, I'm willing to make an exception to the rule and offer you my speciality. On the house. 1 free bottle of Bog's Grog. The good ones always are, mate. And if you like it, you're in luck. Cheapest drink you can find, and guaranteed to drown those sorrows. Nova wasn't always the lovely sight you see before you. She used to be a hydro farm and put up quite a fight when we decided to give her a makeover. Overgrown water everywhere, Almost gave up. But what's a proper home without a pub, eh? Yeah. Working around this slot, day in, day out. You'd think they wouldn't give a damn. I think I need to take you up on that offer. Well, I guess I'm thinking of my dear old Maddie. The only woman I ever loved. Almost married her, I did. But I missed my chance and lost her to one of my best mates. Hey, I'll tell you what. If you want to help an old man out, bring me back the one thing in Maddie's that ever meant anything to me. Her ring. You're in luck. Clay showed up on my radar a bit ago. Probably why I'm in a bigger rut than usual. I'll send you the details. I don't care how you do it. Just get that ring back.
I must admit, this is exactly what I pictured a haven for pirates to look like.
Rook?
Are you looking to start something? Because I'll finish it.
Your buddy Rokov is aboard the Key. Told me everything that happened.
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Now I remember why we kicked his ass out the fleet.
Hey, I'll pay you 20 credits if you can do the thing with the knife.
Yeah? That'd be a first.
All right, neighbor, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokov, I guess we can give him another chance. All right. Now that is out of the way, we can move on to the matter at hand. Crix's legacy. Speaking of which, let me see that data you copied from the Galbank archives. Ah, so the Galbank transport went down over Bannock 4. Bannock. Why does that sound familiar? Neva?
Yeah, keep your panties on. I'm looking it up. And I got it. Bannock 4. Let's see. Damn it. Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the thing without frying every circuit aboard.
EM class? Impossible. There isn't a ship in operation that can navigate that type of interference.
Don't know that one, huh? Well, pick up your pencil. There's gonna be a test on this later. EM class means the planet is giving off a ridiculously high amount of electromagnetic radiation. We're talking off the charts here. Fly your ship anywhere near one of these death traps, and you'll blow every single circuit on your ship, you'd be dead in space. Get it? Yeah, sure. We'll just wrap your ship in a ton of copper and launch you right in there. That ought to do the trick, right?
Both of you shut up and think for a second. I'm sure Creeks hit the same roadblock. All we need to do is figure out how he got around it.
This sounds like a goddamn waste of time to me.
No, this all makes sense. The data says the transport went down over Bannock 4, carrying currency during the Narian War. There were ships fighting across the entire galaxy back then. It's not that hard to believe this one got lost that far out from home. That's the spirit, Rook. That is the essence of the Crimson Fleet that has been slipping away lately. Neighbor, the Galbank data says the transport had a CBR-27 transponder. Can we track that kind of thing? Pinpoint its exact location?
That transponder is military grade. We're talking ultra-bit encryption, constantly reshuffling frequencies. We don't have shit like that laying around. But before you get that pissy look on your face, I heard that the UC's been working on a ship signal decryption system called the ComSpike. We grab that little beauty, and we'll be able to track anything you want.
All right, here is the plan, so shut up and listen. Rook, I want you and Neva to put your heads together and get us that ComSpike. I don't care if it's mounted at the top of mast. I want it. In the meantime, I'm going to find out more about this EM-class gas giant problem. And I think I know just who to ask.
Give me a little time to crunch the numbers on the ComSpike with Jazz, and I'll point us in the right direction.
We do or we die. That's the way Crix did things. And that is the way we should have been doing it for years. It's as simple as that.
Best we can. What are you, 5?
All right, that is enough. We are in arm's reach of Crix's legacy, and I don't have time to deal with this kind of bullshit. Now, both of you, get the hell out of here and get to work.
All right, let's get this over with. Follow me. Those crabs ain't gonna steal themselves. Thanks for making me look good. I would have had to kill you otherwise.
Samina can do more than patch you up. She's got a drugs of every kind. If you know what I mean.
The fleet protects our own, but you turn against us, and you're dead.
Anything ship-related, you're at the right place.
All right, let's get right to it. Did you get the Earth Savior Award, or am I gonna be very disappointed? Well, that's because you'd be absolutely right. You see, everyone above you in the fleet is making more than you are off the same gig. That's why we're all fighting our way to the top. Understood? Good. Now, you might want to hand over that award before I have you tossed off the key. Just a thought.
First of all, this is my section of the key, so I'm gonna stand here for as long as I want. And second of all, I know all about that award and your deal with Neva. We don't keep secrets between us. Just throttle down and give her the damn thing already so we can get to work.
Well, well, look at that. You followed my directions, and now you're gonna end up with some credits in your pocket. Of course, it would have been more money if you hadn't blabbed about the damn thing to Rokov, but that's on you. Anyway, here's your cash. Keep this up, and I might even start respecting you. All right, Fleet? We've all got work to do, so let's get to it.
Here to upgrade that ship of yours?
Talk to Jazz if you need upgrades.
I hope Bug has something strong enough to knock me out.
Early reports say...
So I heard there was a bit of excitement on the Siren of the Stars. Your handiwork, I assume? Yes, and I heard there were no casualties. Excellent work.
Except for the eclectic hit squad that you took down at the archives. You've taken care of that mess, by the way.
Speaking of which, I assume you copied the information from the Galbank's computers. Let me see what you got. So the legacy went down at Bannock 4. Bannock 4. Why does that sound familiar, Toft?
Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant, sir. There isn't a ship in the fleet that could safely get near that type of world. The Bannock system was the site of a significant battle during the Narian War. I had to do a research paper on the subject at the Academy. It sounds like you admire that lunatic. He's kept ahead of us by murdering our past informants, so if you admire someone like that, maybe we picked the wrong person for the job.
That's enough, Lieutenant. Even if Delgado has an immediate solution to the EM problem, there's still the matter of tracing the Legacy's transponder signal. Of course I am. We don't really have a choice in the matter. There are no shortcuts. The route you're taking to secure Crix's legacy for the Crimson Fleet is the only one at our disposal. If you suddenly change your behavior, they'll know something's wrong. I realize it's difficult, but I urge you to stay the course for now. In the meantime, we'll formulate a plan to ensure the Crimson Fleet doesn't get their hands on that money. I'm not certain. Galbank uses their own proprietary transponder system. Even a ship as old as the Legacy would be a challenge to trace. And even if we could find the ship, We don't have anything strong enough to resist those levels of EM radiation. Unfortunately, we're hampered by the same obstacles as the Crimson Fleet. They have information about the comm spike? Damn it.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that device, sir.
No, you shouldn't be familiar with it. It's a highly classified project. It's an advanced signal decryption and tracking device that the UC Navy's been working on for years. How the hell did the Crimson Fleet find out about that?
There must be an information leak somewhere, sir. It's the only thing that makes sense. I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. This is what we're going to do. You keep playing along and go after the comm spike. Lieutenant Toft and I will see what we can find out about Bannock 4. My superiors are stubborn. They aren't going to authorize an attack on the key based on my flights of fancy, I've been told. We need more evidence that all the Crimson Fleet's plans will result in them actually getting their hands on this fabled cache of credits. I don't see the point. The Crimson Fleet apparently has a pipeline of information flowing from somewhere within the UC military. Any attempt to move the comm spike would be a waste of time. We need to play this close to the vest. Perfect. Just stick with the plan and we'll see who gets to Krix's legacy first.
This mission is going to require discretion on a number of fronts.
Team up for the next mission. Nah, I don't think so. Why not? It'd be fun. I work best alone.
Anything new to report? That information is classified, so even what I do know, I can't divulge. Now, I realize as part of this mission, you'll probably end up finding out anyway, but that's besides the point. For the sake of your cover, it's best you work with whatever information the fleet gives you. I know as much as you do. I wasn't briefed on this particular device. But if the fleet wants to trace the Legacy's transponder signal, they'll need something beyond the decryption tech we have currently. If such a device exists, it's likely being developed by the UC. Excellent. Let me have it, and I'll upload it to our database. Are you kidding me? Dombrowski was already making a six-figure salary, and yet he couldn't resist starting an embezzlement scheme. It makes me sick. It's gonna be an absolute pleasure to throw his butt in prison. Anything else? Tisk, tisk. Looks like Mr. Rokov lied on his application to Trident Luxury Lines about having a clean record. No matter. Next time he jumps from the key, we'll have him picked up. That will be one less fleet captain for us to worry about. Find anything else? Understood. Keep searching and you're bound to find more. We'll be here if you need us.
This mission will be tricky. The comm spike will be heavily guarded, but I trust you can do it without violence. You have your orders. I trust you to follow them. Very concerned. Which is why when this is over, I'm going to ask Mass for forgiveness, not permission. So to help with that, I ask that you show additional care. Any crimes against UC personnel will bring unwanted attention to both you and the operation. It will be far easier to explain to Mask why the Crimson Fleet gained possession of classified material, if the Crimson Fleet is no more. Commanders are given briefings on classified projects, as they may be relevant to our current operations. On rare occasions, we may ask for a project to be pushed through or given more resources. In fact, we recently put in a request to upgrade our shields, which we hope will pay dividends in the near future. Dismissed.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow. Sys-Def Marines are the best of the best.
Sometimes we'll take the long-range fighters out for grav jump and patrol high-traffic orbitals.
Seeing anyone right now? Patience, I mean.
Need a drink? Bug at the Last Nova will be more than happy to take your credits.
All right, Jazz. What do you got?
According to the latest, the comm spike is being developed at UC Star Station SY-920. Location undisclosed.
Fantastic. So how do we disclose it?
We could lean on your smuggling contact. Call in that favor. You know who I mean.
Our friend on Jemison. Nice one, Jazz. I'll make the arrangements. All right, Rook. Next stop, New Atlantis. Your connection is Juan Dayu. She's got most of the premium UC smuggling routes locked down tight. If you don't piss her off, she should be able to sneak you past SY-920's security.
Just remember to count your fingers after you shake hands with her.
Don't worry. We know how to deal with her type.
Definitely. We're talking cargo depots, star yards, research stations, and, like in SY-920's case, military outposts. I've never seen someone new to the game have so many contacts. It's the reason we let her join up in the first place. I don't know how she accomplished that. We've been trying to crack some of those places for years. You're in the fleet. You should always expect trouble. As far as Juan goes, even though she's one of our newer contacts, you shouldn't have any problems dealing with her. I sure hope so, because she might be our only crack at finding a decent decryption device. Once Juan gets you past the guard dogs, it's gonna be on you to locate the comm spike. According to the data we have, it's in the prototype phase, meaning there should only be a single device aboard the station.
Basically, you break it, you bought it. We paid good money for the information, so I'm sure it works. And if it doesn't, a certain source at Mast is gonna have to deal with a very pissed off Neva. And that would be the end of that. You just bring the tech here, I'll do the rest.
Oh, and one more thing. SY-920 is a UC military installation. That means it's guarded by heavily armed troops. And we both know those idiots don't mess around. If you intend to turn the place into a shooting gallery, you might want to be sure you're hauling an arsenal, because you're gonna need it. She's got the clout to get you in the front door. They're gonna think you're part of a regular supply delivery. Beyond that, you and Juan are gonna have to put your heads together and come up with a plan. Are you kidding? The UC's already painted giant red crosshairs on our backs. Keyway and his pals at SysDef won't rest until we're dead. It's not like you can make them any angrier at us, right? Shoot the place full of holes if you want. Just bring back that comm spike. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna arrange a meeting with Juan at Kay's place in the well. In the meantime, I'll make sure Jazz comes up with a solution to the electromagnetic atmosphere problem at Bannock 4.
Oh, okay. You'll make sure? More like, get drunk while Jazz does all the hard work. Typical.
Privileges of rank, my darling. We'll discuss it a little later. And you, get the hell out of here. And don't come back without that comm spike in your cargo bay. I'm gonna leave that up to you, Rook. If you get into deep trouble and you think bringing her into the fold is gonna make the difference, tell her whatever you want. At some point, Delgado's gonna be promising everyone their cut of Crix's legacy. If we want him to stick with the fleet, it's inevitable. But until the money's within reach, the less people that know, the better. The Crimson Fleet made contact with her about a year ago. We were searching for a smuggling connection in UC space, and her name kept popping up repeatedly, so I decided to put her to the test. Not only did she pass, but the results were off the charts. Made us both a ton of credits. That was good enough for me. Beyond that, I don't know much about her. But hey, as long as she keeps my gal bank account humming, she can keep all the secrets she wants. Hit me up if you got questions.
Rook?
So there I am. UC security on my tail, and my grav drive just chokes. And you know what I find back there? The fattest leech I've ever seen. One nearly got me dusted.
Did you know I used to have an office near the top of Mast? How far the mighty have fallen, eh?
Personally, happy to make a deal. You need stuff? Absolutely. Watch your back out there.
If you're looking for a tracker, you've come to the right place. If not, well, I've got nothing.
I take it your neighbor's new recruit? And rest assured, if I ever need to remember it, I will. SY920 is one of my regular stops, so I already have the necessary approvals. Neva says you're after a piece of UC tech. So to get it, we're going to need to get you on board. I can do that, but I have conditions. Good. If I can be candid, for this job to work, we'll have to do this my way. We take my ship, and you're a member of my crew. But make no mistake, once you board, the risk is entirely yours. This route is highly lucrative, and sacrificing it is not an option. Look, I know I don't have a lot of history with the fleet, but I'm putting my reputation and ship on the line for this. That alone should tell you enough. It's not personal. If you're caught, that entire installation will be on you. There's nothing I can do for you at that point, except send flowers to your next of kin.
There's more at stake than just your route. We're determined to get on that station, with or without your help.
I realize this is important to Delgado. I also know he would just as soon kill me to get what he's after. I'm simply setting boundaries to help protect my interests, while still serving Delgado's. In any case, when you're ready, meet me at my ship. It's the Jade Swan. And make sure you're prepared for the long haul. Once you're on board SY920, you can't come and go as you please. I'd like to, but I need to keep a low profile. In my experience, the more people know about you, the more they have over you. Exactly. You make yourself vulnerable. You become prey. Emotionally, physically, it doesn't matter. Delgado may think otherwise, but I found in this business, fortune favors the cautious, not the bold. Anyways, I appreciate the small talk. Delgado's crew aren't usually so chatty. But let's keep our focus on the mission. We can swap bar stories and share scars when we've got enough creds to buy the bar and fix the scars. Enough to be on a first-name basis with the Marines working the comms. It also helps they want us to dock. The cargo ship means supplies, special requests, slates from home. In the void of space, a cargo hauler is a soldier's best friend. Only what I've been told. Get you on the SY920, get you out if I can. That being said, I can be a better guide if I know what it is we're after. So, it's up to you. Fine by me. If this goes bad, the less I know, the better. And if I do get caught, there'll be nothing to confess to. We'll talk more on the ship.
warm up the engines?
Always looking for the next mark. Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet.
Glad you're in the fleet. If you weren't, I would have killed you already.
All right, a few things to note. When we get to the checkpoint, UC military will be hailing us. Let me do the talking. Pretend you're a piece of cargo if you have to. That will serve you well here. Some people mistake silence for weakness or, at worst, compliance. But to me, it's the loud ones who leave themselves vulnerable. Now, like I said before, once we take off, there's no turning back until this job is done. If you need to take care of anything before we leave, do it. If you want to ask me any other questions, go for it. All right, then get comfortable. We leave for SY-920 immediately.
All crew prepare for takeoff. Routing power to engine and grab drive. All systems go.
We'll graph jump the SY-920 from here. Don't worry about your personal ship. The fleet will make sure it's secure. You can take this time to prepare. Just try not to bother my pilot while they're flying.
Don't worry, Captain. I've spent half my life walking and chewing gum at the same time. I can handle a little banter.
Sounds like you're putting in a request for double duty.
Captain, I retract my earlier statement. For the record, I don't even like gum.
Noted. Just get us there safe.
Roger that.
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
You've entered secure UC military space.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu, cargo class ship ID UC-7938, requesting permission to dock.
Identity confirmed. Prepare your ship for scanning. You're cleared to dock at docking bay 2.
Looks like we're clear. We'll talk more once we're docked. Okay, we're in. First things first. The station is enormous, with checkpoints everywhere. To get past them, you'll need a military uniform. And to get a uniform, you'll need to get to the barracks. There should be a way through the vents. You can get to them via the maintenance door downstairs. There's an intercom there as well, where we can make contact. Once you get a uniform, it should be fairly easy to find an elevator to the command bay. But if at any point your cover's blown, I'm gone. Provided you haven't sounded the alarm, then yeah, like I said, if you can find an intercom, I'll keep a channel open. This is a star station, so there are plenty of ventilation ducts you can slither into. As far as tactics go, it's an oldie, but goodie. Only military personnel are allowed out of the cargo area. That's why we need to get you to the barracks to find you a uniform. Very funny. But if you do get into trouble, try and use that quick wit to your advantage. Either way, for now, get on that station and find that intercom. We'll talk more then.
Hello?
Well, well. Back for more, eh?
With the Jade Swan? Loading and unloading only. Stay clear of the military barracks. Cargo haulers are restricted to the cargo bay. We need a lot of cargo to keep a station this size running. Hold up. This area is for SY-920 military only. The contents and operations of the facility are classified. Only uniformed personnel are allowed beyond the checkpoint. Rules are rules. Can't let you in unless you're military. Well, maybe if you hurry. Maybe if you do it quickly. I suppose if you're quick. Yeah, I guess I can bend the rules a little. Well, if you're quick about it, I suppose no one will notice. I suppose it's not that big of a deal. There's another checkpoint by the elevators anyway. I suppose if you're quick. It is just the barracks. All right, fine. You're good. Just be quick about it. That goes for your friend, too.
Understood. Will only be a moment.
Word is Commander Woods might be coming back. That'll put an end to all the checkpoints.
That last click is so satisfying, isn't it?
The Marines on this station are some of the best in the galaxy. Hey, authorized personnel only. Only designated SY-920 UC military allowed. You're not even in uniform. Hey, don't touch that.
My back's fine. What you do is another story. Do we really need someone patrolling the barracks?
There's sensitive equipment up here.
Well, hello, sunshine. All right, but be careful.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu. I don't know what you do without me, but let's try and work this through. If you found a uniform, be sure to put it on. That'll provide some cover. Don't know what you're after, but I'm guessing there'll be another checkpoint. This far down, you might need a clearance code. I don't like deliberately drawing attention to yourself, but a disguise is never a bad idea. The uniform won't be enough though. You'll need to find a computer with the code. Try the security office. They likely have a computer there that has what you need. Going dark for now. We'll talk again once you've located your target.
You headed down to the engineering bay? Well, you better hurry. You know what they say, Marine. If you're 15 minutes early, you're still 10 minutes late.
Need your clearance code, Marine. It's been that way since Commander Natara took over. No entry in the command bay without a clearance code. I'll say. You might want to track down your commanding officer and have him clarify your post. Maybe they'll draw you a map.
All quiet over here.
Need your clearance code, Marine. All right, Ensign, let's hear it. You're clear, Ensign Akasaka. I assume the two of you are together?
We're from the same unit, yes.
Then you're both clear.
The two of us make quite the pair, eh?
Lead the way.
Commander Natara, test flights for the latest prototypes are ready to go.
Acknowledged, Lieutenant. Inform them they are clear to launch. How are the tests for the comm spike going?
Dr. Vogel has put in a request for more personnel. It seems there was an accident. It's always
I don't recognize your face, Ensign.
Not to change the subject, but are we concerned about potential leaks?
No. Until you can provide more substantial proof, we'll simply monitor the situation at the cargo bay. For now, I've recommended to Dr. Vogel to contact me immediately if he identifies any suspicious behavior.
Captain on deck.
Daiyu here. Cargo's almost unloaded. We'll be departing shortly. It's nothing you've done. You've managed to get through the entire station without raising a single alarm. But the longer I stick around, the more people ask questions. And that's before they find out what you've been up to. You are, and I've delivered you just as Delgado asked. That being said, I can stay in orbit for a short while. I'll need to send word to Delgado anyway, if you don't get off that station. But it looks like you'll need to find your own way off the ship. That doesn't mean you're trapped. On a station this big, there are bound to be other vessels you can steal. As a member of the Crimson Fleet, I trust you can handle that. First lesson in being a rookie. You share the loot, but not the risk. Good luck. If you make it out alive, next time you're at the Nova, I'll buy you a drink.
I've heard the team's looking for more test pilots.
Yes, if you have experience flying, you should talk to Dr. Vogel.
I don't know. I've flown a Discovery class,
Hey.
but I'm not familiar with the newer tech.
More ships are generally decent flying. I bet you...
Intercepting transponder data in the Alpha system might be promising. According to autocorrelation models, results in risk increased by a magnitude of 2. But we won't tell Commander Natar. What she doesn't know won't kill her. Wait, who are you? Why are you in here? Did you not see the sign? Oh yes, I've been studying decryption of all types for quite a long time. Probably since before you took your first grav jump. Signal protocol, quantum ratchet symmetry, interleaving data extrapolation. You name it, I've lectured on it. I've probably forgotten half of it, but I definitely knew it once. Don't you mean access to the ship? Because the comm spike isn't a device, it's a module. It's attached to a prototype in one of our docking ports. We're still in the testing phase, running decryptions across a variety of signal types, but the results so far have been very promising. It can even interpolate signal data lost in the retrieval. It really is a wondrous technology. Yes, it's not quite cracking the Enigma code, but it will give us a significant tactical advantage. We'll be able to infer everything from battle plans to meal consumption. Not that we'd care about that sort of thing, outside of the effects of diet on combat readiness. And yes, there are certain kinks to be worked out, missing parts and the occasional traumatic injury here and there, but it's all part of the adventure. Yes, it's not the destination, but the journey that matters, particularly when the destination is death. But don't worry. We've corrected the problem with the ship's life support systems, and statistical models show a failure rate of less than 2%. In short, I've requested a full squadron of these brave and fearless Marines to be transferred to the station. They'll give the prototype a final run, and provided there are minimal casualties, we can present our findings to MAST. Splendid. That was fast. I thought I put in the request this morning. Normally my requests aren't given this much attention, let alone haste. It seems a tad suspicious. We don't. But if an unqualified pilot were to run a test, we could have even bigger problems down the line. I see. It would have been nice if they kept me in the loop. I am the project lead, after all. True. And Commander Natara's checkpoints are very thorough. Too thorough, if you ask me, not that anyone does. All right, you've convinced me. You're the new task pilot. You'll need a uniform and a terminal password to authorize a flight and get past Natara's cumbersome checkpoints. the uniform you can get in the locker room area, the password you get from me. You'll find the prototype ship at Docking Bay 8. Use the password to access the flight terminals in the control center. And of course, best of luck. You are doing science a great service by undertaking this sacrifice.
Reporting for duty, pilot? Another test flight, huh? You pilots are braver than me. You're clear to pass. Don't forget to schedule the flight in the control center.
All crew accounted for. We're ready to depart.
Prototype ship, you are cleared for takeoff. We'll begin the test on your departure.
Recording test flight data. Please adhere to the scheduled flight plan and let us know if you have any issues.
Any troubles you need to share? I thought you'd never ask. Here. Ask whatever you'd like. Maybe if you're lucky, we'll talk again later.
Well, well, well. Welcome back, Rook. Looks like you got a new toy for me. Go on in and give everyone the lowdown. We'll take care of things from here. That's a real nice ship you brought in. I can't wait to tinker with it. That's a real nice ship you brought in. I can't wait to tinker with it.
Your previous ship's being brought back to the dock.
I must admit, this is exactly what I pictured a haven for pirates to look like.
Need something?
Yeah?
Toast an old friendly. One of the best pirates I ever knew.
Nice to know Neva was right about you. It's good to have a promising rookie with the fleet. Surprise? Neva talks tough, and frankly, she is tough. But she's not a machine. Now you're starting to sound like a real pirate. Anyway, I believe I owe you a drink. It's the last time I'm paying, of course. Because if Delgado's right about Crix's legacy, you've earned more than your fair share already with that comm spike. Yeah, although I get why you didn't give me the details.
If I had known this was about the legacy, I might have asked for a bigger cut. You read my mind. I don't like the thought of putting my routes in jeopardy over an old story. But I respect Delgado, and I believe he's onto something. What that is, though, remains to be seen.
Discovering Crix's legacy would solve one of the settled system's great mysteries. Oh, I'm as curious and excited as anyone to see what we'll find.
Anyway, I've kept you long enough. Now that you've had your drink and my debt is paid, it's time for you to give Delgado the good news. You see, put in quite the effort to keep that ComSpike business quiet. Good question. When the fleet first approached me, I wasn't sure. There are 3 things I value in a business partner. The first 2 are discretion and trust. And for the Crimson Fleet, those might as well be curse words with how little regard they're given. But the third thing I value is creds. Delgado promised me a fortune. And so now, I'm here. I've been involved in the smuggling trade all my life. And I mean that literally. The clinic I was born in was attacked by spacers. One of the doctors managed to sneak me off the station and took me to New Atlantis. After that, I got passed around to the foster system and ended up with a Chinese couple that smuggled goods to the well. I learned pretty quick that there were 2 worlds on New Atlantis. And to bridge them, you needed the guts of a burglar and the smile of a diplomat. See you.
That last job didn't pan out. I need something bigger.
Interesting. Exposed wires here, a little rust there. What a unique way to decorate.
Ready to make... Those mission boards aren't going to clear themselves. If you need credits, you know where to find me.
Jasmine tells me that you not only brought us the ComSpike, but an entire prototype UC ship. I'm impressed, Rook. Very impressed.
Don't worry your pretty little head about your damn ship. We had it brought back here safe and sound. Now pay attention. Dale went out of his way to tell you how impressed he was. You just gonna leave him hanging like that? Should have taken the compliment, Rook. Dale doesn't give those out often. Juan gave us the full rundown of your little smash and grab operation. She gave you some really high praise. Said you were a pro.
And from what I hear, receiving praise from Juan Dayu is quite an accomplishment. All in all, a job well done. Now, on to the business at hand. Jasmine, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, boss. What's up?
How's it going?
I already have 2 of my crew tearing the ship apart from one end to the other. ComSpike shouldn't be too tough to extract. I'm looking forward to seeing what those UC techs have been up to.
Keep me posted. All right. That leaves our electromagnetic atmosphere problem. And I think we've discovered a solution. There's a corporation in the city of Neon called Generdyne. They're responsible for the massive conduction grid that powers the city. We get our hands on their electrical absorption tech, and Jasmine swears she can tame it to handle Bannock 4. It's all we got. Now you are part of this job, so deal with it. Besides, I've learned never to question Jasmine's talent. It's the giant shroud that covers the entire city. Big ugly thing that Generdyne uses to absorb lightning strikes. When you arrive in Neon, I'm sure your contact will fill you in with all the boring details.
Hey, my girl can piece together a jump engine with her eyes shut. Literally, I've seen her do it, so cut the crap. The only thing you need to worry about is bringing the tech home.
All right. Infighting isn't going to get us to the legacy any faster, Neva. Now, why don't you give us the info on our Neon contact?
You get to meet up with the lovely Estelle Vincent. She's had her deft little fingers on the pulse of Neon for some time now. Whatever info you need, I guarantee she can get.
Estelle is one of the most reliable captains we have in the fleet. If I want something done, there's none of the typical bullshit. It gets done, and afterward, we all split the cash. You'll find I rarely imply things. In fact, I take pleasure in declaring my words straight to your goddamn face. Here is an example. I want you to do everything Estelle asks. Follow her instructions to the letter. She is valuable to the fleet. You piss her off and we lose her as a contact, you're going to be answering to me. Never mind her good side. You'd be better off appealing to her bank account. That is what drives her.
Estelle will be waiting at Madame Sauvage's place. I'd say don't keep her waiting, but chances are she won't mind. Girl loves her liquor.
And keep your eyes on the prize. Neon's one big distraction for people like us, so I want you focused. We are one step away from Crix's legacy, and we cannot afford any screw-ups.
If you want to stay under the radar, you've got stuff to smuggle, I've got the stuff to hide it. Bannock 4 is a ringed planet, uninhabitable, with heavy electromagnetic discharges that extend far beyond its exosphere. It would be impossible to land on the planet's surface, so our only hope is that the legacy is trapped within its ring. I wish. That technology is Generdyne's pride and joy. They've kept it under wraps for, I don't know, 80 years maybe? The basic theory of lightning capture is no mystery. The real trick is equalizing the charge and storing it safely. Between you and me, I can't wait to get my hands on that data. Should be a hell of a read. Take care of your ship, she'll take care of you. Anything ship-related, you're at the right place. I don't mind helping. Sure.
As long as you put the fleet first, we won't have any problems. Pardon. Word is you had to steal classified tech from a UC station. I hope the commander knows what he's doing.
It's good to have you back. What can I do for you?
At ease, soldier. It seems you had quite the eventful mission on your hands. You still have the Crimson Fleet's trust, and you were able to spare lives in the process. As you've probably guessed, not very well. Keeping Mast out of the loop regarding this particular mission has proven exceptionally difficult. But we've managed to keep your involvement in the dark. Sparing the lives of the soldiers on SY-920 has definitely made our position with the top brass much easier. And on behalf of the United Colonies and Commander Natara, I thank you.
I assure you, we'd never harm anyone from the United Colonies without provocation, Commander.
Excuse me, sir. I hate to interrupt, but there's still the matter of the comm spike to discuss.
Yes, of course, Lieutenant. Time is short, and we should get to the matter at hand. Please give me your report. With the acquisition of the comm spike, the fleet is one step closer to Crix's legacy. And the more people we arrest, the greater the chance that your infiltration is discovered. We're working against the clock here, so let's start by discussing the status of the comm spike. That all depends on what you brought back from your mission. Aside from your eyewitness testimony, I assume you have the usual evidence that could lead to her incarceration?
I can take it off your hands once we complete your debriefing, but at the moment, I'm far more concerned about the comm spike.
Then it's just a matter of time before she reverse engineers it to fit the fleet's purposes. So what does Delgado have you doing next? Has he solved the Bannock 4 problem? Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. Your ship will need special protection to ensure the electromagnetic disturbances in the planet's atmosphere don't fry your circuits. The conduction grid?
That's brilliant, but is it actually possible? It's 80-year-old tech. Sorry, sir. The conduction grid is how Neon generates its power. It essentially absorbs lightning strikes and converts it to usable energy. It would take a hell of an engineer to modify the technology to handle Bannock 4's EM field. An engineer, like Jasmine Durand.
That's the case. Inform our contacts on Neon that our operative will be touching down there in the near future.
Absolutely, sir.
And before you depart, I wanted you to know that your efforts are helping us gain interest among my superiors. They're finally beginning to believe that we can take down the Crimson Fleet and make amends for the UC's embarrassing mistake. The fact that our common enemy owes its existence to the United Colonies, of course. It was the riot at the lock, touched off by Jasper Crix, that inspired him to create the Crimson Fleet in the first place.
Thanks to your assistance, we'll be able to rectify that mistake, and Mast will authorize an all-out assault.
Of course I am, but it's a calculated risk. It's long overdue. All right, I suppose that's all for now. I'll be looking forward to your next report. Good luck. And please, be careful.
Okay, hello.
How fast is that prototype ship of yours?
Faster.
Faster than what, exactly?
Whatever speed you're thinking of, it's faster. How's the pirating business, mole? Yeah, it was. And you can probably guess what project it was for. Yeah, I thought you might. I heard the fleet sent you up there for some more pirate work. Even more impressive, you managed to do it without taking any lives. Maybe I misjudged you. That's more than I can say for myself, given the history of Project Archangel. I was one of 4 pilots recruited for the program. My codename was Azrael. At the time, I embraced the name, the Angel of Death, hunting Crimson Fleet pirates in a prototype ship. But even for an angel, pride always comes before the fall. We were testing prototype fighter ships, experimental engines, weaponry, the works. The 4 of us were the best of the best. Emphasis on the were. The official word is I was transferred back to SysDef because the need was great. The reality is I was kicked off the unit. I was so bored on that station, I spent all my time in the barracks drinking cases of smuggled booze. When the time came for my test flight, I was so wasted, one of the others had to cover for me. The engine caught fire right after takeoff. Pilot, crew, gone in a flash. Yeah, and that pilot should have been me. I was the one who was supposed to be on that prototype. People tell me all the time it's not my fault. But fault's got nothing to do with it. I should be a dead man. Instead, some other pilot took my place.
Whatever you need, you got it. Want to see what I'm carrying? No, we done talking already. See that shroud covering Neon? Believe it or not, you're looking at the only city in the settled systems that powers itself from lightning. Looks like some sort of checkpoint ahead. It's probably designed to suck the credits directly from your pocket.
Don't stop unless you're told to do so.
There's a bounty on you. Get that cleared as soon as possible if you know what's good for you. Follow the rule. Keep your nose clean. Move along.
Yeah, what? If it's too hot to handle, we can take it off your hands. Now we're getting... If you, find anything else, make sure you bring it to me.